Most people believe they change their minds when presented with new information. In reality, the opposite often happens. New information does not challenge beliefs, it strengthens them. The brain does not ask, "Is this true?" It asks, "Does this fit what I already believe?" And most of the time, that question is answered before the facts are even processed. The conclusion is often formed before awareness begins. We are taught to value objectivity, to believe that logic leads decisions, that evidence corrects mistakes, that truth eventually wins. This idea feels reassuring. It suggests that thinking harder leads to better conclusions, that intelligence protects us from being wrong. But psychology paints a different picture. The human brain was not designed to discover truth. It was designed to reduce uncertainty, to maintain coherence, to preserve stability. And beliefs play a central role in that process. Beliefs create structure. They provide meaning. They reduce ambiguity. They turn complexity into something manageable. Once a belief is formed, it becomes a reference point, not just for opinions, but for perception itself. Psychologists call this confirmation bias. It is the tendency to favor information that supports existing beliefs, while ignoring or dismissing what contradicts them. This process is mostly unconscious. The brain does not block information, it filters it. Supporting evidence feels clear. Contradictory evidence feels flawed. Not because it is weaker, but because it creates tension. And the brain avoids tension. So information is reinterpreted, sources are questioned, exceptions are emphasized, doubt is softened, certainty is reinforced. The belief remains intact, not because it is correct, but because it feels consistent. Consistency feels safe. Contradiction feels threatening. Intelligence does not eliminate confirmation bias. It amplifies it. Smarter individuals are often better at reasoning, but that reasoning is not always used to search for truth. It is used to defend conclusions. Arguments become more sophisticated, justifications more detailed, narratives more convincing. The belief feels stronger, not because it has been tested, but because it has been protected. The mind becomes a lawyer, not a judge. Its goal is not accuracy, it is coherence. To make everything fit, to remove internal friction. Comfort replaces curiosity. This bias is visible in how people consume information. Articles that confirm beliefs feel reliable. Articles that challenge them feel biased. The same data can be interpreted in opposite ways. Facts do not settle debates, they reinforce positions. Contradictory evidence is scrutinized. Supporting evidence is accepted quickly. The brain does not seek balance, it seeks familiarity. And familiarity feels like truth. Confirmation bias also shapes personal decisions. Once a choice is made, the mind searches for validation. Positive signals are highlighted, negative signals are minimized. Doubts are reframed, warnings are contextualized. The decision feels right, not because outcomes improve, but because explanations improve. Each justification reduces discomfort. Over time, the belief that the decision was correct becomes stronger than the results themselves. The story matters more than the evidence. Some beliefs go deeper. They become part of identity. At that point, contradiction feels personal. Disagreement feels threatening. The brain reacts defensively. Information is no longer evaluated. It is resisted. Not to protect the belief, but to protect the self. Changing the belief would mean changing how the person sees themselves. And that feels dangerous. The danger of confirmation bias is not obvious. It does not feel like error. It feels like certainty. Confidence increases. Doubt disappears. Curiosity fades. Beliefs harden. And once beliefs harden, learning slows. Not because information is unavailable, but because it is no longer allowed in. The mind becomes closed while feeling open, secure while being limited. The human brain is not a neutral observer. It is an active participant. It shapes reality to fit what it already accepts. Understanding this does not eliminate the bias, but it explains why being convinced often feels so comfortable, and why being wrong rarely feels wrong at all.